So, welcome, welcome. Just waiting for Instagram to go live. There we go. And here we are. So, Winning Generations, episode number 1. I'm grateful to be here with Roger and Anja. And I think the name says a lot already, like Winning Generations. And what we will talk about for now, I think what Roger is going to do first is giving us a short introduction into why Winning Generations and how we three connect. I think this is a good way to start.
That is a good place to start. Thank you. We are moving through generational shifts right now, and generational shifts are happen at different times, but we're in a really big one, and that is all in consciousness. Consciousness is forever. As we live as humans, we're always here because consciousness shifts, but we discover things about ourselves as we live in different times. And so we each come to bring something new to the world, which is what's meant to happen for the world to evolve. But that can be challenging for all of us because we have to look at and examine who we are now, who we've become, but also we're bringing with us everything from our past. That past is what we've lived now, but also what our relatives have lived, our ancestors. And so we get to decide what is it that we want to embody in ourselves now, and how can that cause us to live better lives and then pass that on to future generations, which is what we're all meant to do.
Thank you. Yeah, I think like us looking at generations, we often split them. We say this is this generation, now we're generation Z, Z, however we want to call it. And I think this is bullshit because we are all one. Like there is the age doesn't matter
Mhm.
as we can see and hear. Like, and this is our goal in this conversation to show three different people from three different generations, so called, coming together and share the same thing. The
Mhm.
same like we all have the same intention, to bridge the gap, to bring conscious conversations into the media, to have like really conscious conversations and to just share and to deliver a message that is unifying consciousness,
Mhm.
letting go from separation and starting to unify the field, letting go from all of the differences and the like let's come together, let's leave the bullshit behind, so to say, and start really creating something beautiful on this earth together. So Anya, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you for this beautiful intro. I'm gonna put my mom's hat on because I'm a mother, I'm a mom, and everything what you both said, yeah, it's so important. I really envision the world that my son will live in, and hopefully me too. But yeah, my son really deserves the world, and all the children now, they really deserve the world. Um, that we live in unity,
Mhm.
that there will be no separation, that we will not be pointing fingers on each other. And that's why we are talking about this, to raise awareness, to really open hearts, and to exchange these valuable perspectives, because we all have different perspectives, we all have different experiences, we all have, yeah, we are all kind of plugged into this higher wisdom. But yeah, we are expressing in different way, and this is really, really valuable for all the people that they will listen. So I'm looking forward to all the magic that we will exchange today.
Yeah,
I
thank you. Like I see Roger has something to say, and then like I say something real quick, and then Roger's going to share what he's going to share
I,
now.
I yeah, I did something yesterday, which was we will come to different awarenesses at different times in our lives and in the world. And yesterday, I thought, and there's a coordination that we start to discover with time, with dates, with all of that, and we don't always understand it. And yesterday, I was taken back to 1945. I go, why? Why am I looking at that? And it was when we did things as a civilization that we didn't like. We did a bomb. We ended one war, and then we released Japanese in America from a camp that we had them in, and then we acknowledged the Holocaust and we ended the Holocaust. But I mean, it was all these different dates that were coming into my awareness that saying, as we move through civilization, we have times where we oppress one another, where we hold one another back. And so we have an opportunity to decide if we're going to repeat that or if we can do something new, if we can create a new way of coming together. So it was just so striking that all of those things came up yesterday. And I thought, there's one date, January 27th. Why am I thinking about that? And then we will find that we will see other things like that coordination of time and space, but it's all about consciousness.
Mm. Yeah, it's like for me, what I'm seeing in general is like like age doesn't matter. When I was a child, I looked into like how can people lie to themselves even though they don't feel comfortable doing that? So why are we actually hating ourselves is because we're not doing what we're meant to do. We're
Mhm,
hating ourselves because we're mistreating others and we mistreat ourselves.
mhm,
And we have done this for a very long time on Earth, you know, and like the Second World War is just one example of it. We still have wars this day. Looking what's going on in Iran, like there are just things we gotta talk about because there are things that are not okay. And I want to bring to awareness that we have to talk about things that are not okay. We even have to learn to talk about things that are not okay within us. So
yes.
when I feel pain, when I feel hurt by someone, it is my responsibility to show up for myself and to call that thing out, you know, to learn to be vulnerable, to share my feelings and to really be open. Yeah.
If
I
I
did
may
that.
add also,
So who of you wants to go next? Let's go, Anya.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that the most difficult thing, that people cannot really embrace is that we are mirroring each other.
Mhm,
They have a lot of challenges with that when we say, hey, we are mirroring each other. So whatever is kind of bothering or triggering you with other person, it's not really about him or
mhm,
her. Like it's a part of us that it's calling for attention. And when we will accept that part of us, whether we call it shadow part or however we want to call it, the external reality will also change, and that person who is triggering us will either disappear or it will, like, he or she will shift the energy. And that happens so many times in my life, and that's why I can really say it with open heart, with strong confidence, because I'm talking from my experience.
mhm.
um, and we are mirrors to each other. Yeah.
And accepting our individuality wherever we are. And that's the biggest challenge. I talked about this today because I had to acknowledge that it wasn't okay for me to do what I was doing. It wasn't okay for me to do channeling or to do, I hid it for so long because in older generations, well, coming from what I came from, this wasn't the thing you're supposed to do. And so then we will hold ourselves back because we're still operating from this old trauma that told us we couldn't be something, we shouldn't do something. And that's really what it is when we're supposed to, meant to come into the world to expand and evolve and become new. But we still have the old chains there, and that was, I had to, I saw it so brilliant, so vividly today as I'm feeling what was happening in the world. And I go, wait a minute, I can understand. I understand more. I could offer something, but I'm hiding because it's not okay.
We do, like, and those, it is this, are we leaning into life? Are we waiting for life to happen? And then we kind of feel pushed around by life if we're not taking action, if we're not proactive, if we're not like, in the flow of things, when we're resisting and we're holding back on our truth.
Hmm.
Like the consequences when I hold back my speech right now, as an example, or I hold back like talking out thing or speaking about things that are not right, that are not kind when someone hurts another person on the street, as an example. when I hold back. I'm actually getting angry or mad about myself. I feel guilty because I haven't
Right.
done so.
All right.
And then on the other side, when I may overreact in a way because I haven't spoke like a week ago about the things that I've seen and I've got angry about myself. Now I have actually, this situation has nothing to do with the actual situation, but
Right.
because I held back, now I'm speaking because I think I have to speak out now, but I
Mhm.
actually don't have to. It's just the opposite polarity, but I can't help but balance it out in some way. So life is about balance. And then I overreact and I hurt someone unintentionally, myself, because I held back speaking about it when someone else got hurt.
Hmm.
And it's like maybe Anya can like bridge what I was saying right now to bring some awareness to it. Or Roger when you see it, because I'm not sure if I made the statement clear.
No, you made it quite clear because that's exactly what I was feeling. Because I was saying, wait a minute, if I could have done more, because the only thing I care about is that I care about others. I care about people knowing who they are. But that wasn't okay. That wasn't okay for me to
Mhm.
express that. And then I get to this place where I see people suffering because they don't know who they are. And I said, well, wait a minute, I understand it, but I was waiting. You see, I was holding back because that was still a chain in my consciousness that I was holding on to. And that's what we're moving through now. And the biggest, people talking about the big split that we're moving through now, that just big change. And it is coming to authenticity within each person. And how are we going to allow that to occur? How can we do that? And we can look at history and see that didn't happen all the time. And we are the ones here now who are meant to change that. We're meant to bring something different. And so, but we're going to have the conflict, we're going to have the contrast, but that is also helping us to become willing, especially, when we get angry about it, we feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. Um, in my speeches, what I always use is I ask people to look at their hand. Yeah, look at your hand, look at your fingerprint. We all have unique fingerprints.
Right.
Nobody has the same fingerprint as me. Yeah. And nobody has the same fingerprint as you, Jan, or you, Roger. Why? We are so unique and we are so important for this world because we are here to leave a unique imprint in this world
Yes.
with our unique fingerprint. And
Mhm.
a lot of people, they are not aware of that. They
Right.
don't want to, they're afraid to accept this fact
That's it. That
that
fear.
Yeah.
that's their
And it
superpower.
doesn't it's right, like in like winning generations, to come back also like to show the people why winning generation. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter when you start being yourself.
Right.
It doesn't matter at all because now is the time. Like what has happened, like we don't care. It doesn't matter because all what you can, all that it's important is in the now. So what do you
Right.
do now with the information that you have in this present moment? Because you haven't had this information before, or maybe you haven't had it, and that's okay. Or you had reasons for not doing that because you were prioritizing different things. This is okay. But now you can choose to prioritize yourself, your own uniqueness, to hang out with people who support you, who really elevate you and who hold space for yourself. They don't want to change you. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be changed. The change is inevitable when you're yourself because you're growing more and more into that which you are, or that what you are.
Expanding.
Expansive, yes.
And you
Hmm.
said now. Okay, let's talk about that. Um, Me being this old person, and I heard so many years ago, 30, 40 years ago, whatever, your point of power is in the moment. Your point of power is now. I go, what? How is that possible? He said, well, because you can only do anything in this moment. You can only act in this moment. You can't go back and fix the past. You're not in the future. Your point of power is now. And I go, oh, but we forget that. And so the more we come back to recognizing that is what gives us the ability to act. and to let go of our regret and all of that, because that's the thing that will get us the most. And I've had tons of it. So, but and again, that's something that Anja, you mentioned shadow work, and that's something that most people don't want to do because it will bring up all these other things. But it's not just individuals; it's nations. We don't want to look at things that we did before, and then how do we expect to create something new if we're not willing to do that? To move through it. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but freedom is on the other side of that.
Beautiful. Yeah. There's always a gift on the other side of
Yep.
pain or of shadow. And people really need to know that they are not alone.
Right.
They are not alone. If we start talking
Mhm.
about it, if we really start expressing ourselves, if we give each other permission to just be too much.
Right. Oh, I love
It's
that. That was good. Just
This is the big one.
yes,
Big
yes.
one. Hmm.
Uh,
Like for me, like, this intensity,
mhm,
like many times I end up by myself when I speak what
mhm,
I'm talking about. And it's been very challenging for me to, a real challenge for me to find the right, because I want to make it perfect. I want to find
mhm.
the right speech. I
Right.
want to make people happy. It's not that I actually feel like I need to please them, but I want to say things in a way that they can resonate with what I'm saying.
Mhm,
So I'm always adjusting my speech, I'm always adjusting the way that I speak, and all those things. But the most natural part of me that expresses itself the most beautifully. So the moment that I even start thinking about how I'm going to express myself is when I'm losing my
mhm,
authenticity,
mhm.
because my intuition, my own like intuitive self, my higher self, the self that I'm actually are, is kind, is loving, is compassionate,
Right.
but can also speak when things aren't right and
Right.
can cut through the bullshit,
Right.
and this is important for us to know. And it's important that we do that.
But that's so good. I'm like so glad you said that. About this comes to the generations again, because see, in each generation, we're taught don't stand out, don't make it seen, don't be too much. Yeah, exactly. And then we keep carrying that. And it's like, well, wait a minute. No, we're supposed to discover something new. Why am I hiding? And I wrote about that in my book because I recognize that from my family, especially my grandparents. You come from a different generation. Don't make waves. We can look back and see that that's about that control. And the control is always in the consciousness. And we're supposed to evolve now and understand that we have to do new stuff.
I got a question for you, Roger,
Mhm.
because my like, how many times have I heard, yeah, because it's always been like this. So I asked someone of my family as an example, like, why do I have to do this? Because it's been always like
Right.
this. What,
Exactly.
like, tell
Right.
me, why do people like, what's that all about?
Right.
What has actually always been like this?
The other thing is too, you'll talk to people and they'll say, you can't change the world. And then I would go to my Wilhelm and they go, why? Why do you believe that? Why is that there? Because again, we've been taught that. We say it over and over again, and we can think back to our relatives or grandparents or whoever who thought, oh, this is just the way life is. No, it's not. We're supposed to create something new. But that programming that we each have that is there, we have to acknowledge that is what is holding us back, and it's old. It's always old. So, but bravery is what causes us to say, okay, I'm going to be courageous now and be myself. Just become what that is. And as Anya, as you said, each person, I love the thing about, the old thing about the snowflakes. There's no two snowflakes that are exactly alike, but we want all of them.
Anya, I would like for you to speak on that too, like, because I think it's important, like, because some people hold on to things that have been like this as long as they can remember in this life. So change and like what that means for people.
Yeah, thank you. This is really huge. I think this is like one of the most important thing that people can do within themselves
Mhm.
to really, like I said, first of all, to allow themselves to express. So basically to just claim their right, to be who they really are, and to wake up the courage, because they're not lacking courage.
Mhm.
They think that they lack courage. Oh, I'm not courageous. Oh, I need courage. You have courage. You just need to, just surrender to the courage, and courage will guide you.
Mm.
Because one of the most sacred thing that we can do is to share our energy with others,
Mhm.
to connect to others, to exchange our gifts. I usually, like when I talk to people, sometimes I'm a little bit provocative and I tell them, like, are you aware that you are robbing a lot of people? Like, you are so selfish. You are robbing thousands and thousands of people of this opportunity to enjoy your gifts. Why are you doing that? You are stopping them, not yourself. If they don't care about themselves, it's okay. But I mean, it's not okay, but still, that's their problem. But when I say, hey, you are stopping others
Right.
so they cannot enjoy your gifts and your energy, and they are longing,
Mhm.
longing for that
Yeah.
connection and love and everything that you have to offer, that you can offer to the world. And they are, feeling bad because you are not sharing that.
You said something so important, selfish. Okay. We will program ourselves in different ways and we don't even recognize we've done it. Um, m- I remember my mother saying, "Don't be so selfish," when I was a child. And that was about maybe not sharing something with my brothers or whatever it might have been. But I took that to mean something else, like, don't keep anything for myself, don't have anything, don't own who I am. And then later, Wilhelm gave me another thing, says, to reverse that, told me no, because you're hiding out. You have wisdom, you have something to offer, but you're still believing the old thing about being selfish somehow. That it just didn't make sense.
Mhm.
But we will program different ideas into our thinking, and we don't realize that they're holding us back from becoming us.
Mhm. Like
I think
for
it's just
me,
an
even like
inverted,
people.
in, yeah, inverted reality. Everything that we
Mhm.
know is just inverted. Just
Right.
look from the other side. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that would be smart
And
thing to do.
I think another aspect of this is like people say they're not courageous. People say they're not confident, but they're very confident in saying that.
Mhm.
So what the fuck are we playing here?
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm so glad you said that because I want everyone to understand it's a process and we take it day by day and we're always doing it. And that's why it's so great for us because look, I've been doing this for so long and I'm still coming to acceptance and understanding that we're all doing it. Like Yarna said, doesn't matter what the age is. When we can recognize that we're doing it continually, all I say, okay, well now I'll do more the next moment, basically. And that's really it. Step by step.
Step by step. And play. Let's play with it. We don't have to make it so serious.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about something else because I posted something yesterday that I said to be the first person in history to have done something. We are all meant to do that. We all are that, but then we don't own it, especially when we discover it. When I discovered that I was receiving information that was aligned with what was happening in the world now, and I was doing it on specific days, that's never been done before. And so I kept holding back and not talking about it. And today I said I had to end that yesterday. I said I got to talk about this because if we can understand that we just repeat things and information is always there,
Mhm.
then we can create something better. But because I discovered this in this way and I hadn't seen it, and I'm like, oh, well, let me not own me. Let me hold back. And then I end up messing up my life and not helping anyone else. And that's really being selfish, you see? but we all do it in different, just in
Mhm.
different ways. We all have something individual that we're meant to bring to the world that's new, that no one has ever seen. One of the messages: no one has ever
Exactly.
been you. No, no, wait a minute. Yeah, no one has ever been you, and you have never been anyone else either. So that's what we have to come to recognize and own. And it's just an individual journey.
Yeah, that reminds me of
Yeah.
another
I have
saying. So
to.
it's be you. Everybody
Mhm.
else is already taken.
Yeah, exactly. I love that one. Yeah. We can hear
And
those
to be
thoughts.
formed by our own experience.
Mhm.
Can you hear me? Like, I think the connection is a little
It's
leggy.
you're good. Yeah,
No, you're
it's
back.
Like,
good now.
to be formed, to be formed by our experiences. Like everything that we have experienced shaped us in some way or the other, you know, and everyone has like slightly different experiences, but like we all carry the same value.
Mhm.
It's like every experience is valuable. We can take something with us from every experience. There's like wisdom that we can extract from it. And most of the times we just focus on the things that have been challenging in a negative way rather than to see, okay, how can I become more kind through this? How can I become more compassionate through this? You know, how can I become just like, or just be myself and be kind or act in a way that is better than the way that I got treated? You know, when I have been mistreated or I felt mistreated,
Mhm.
like how can I bring a change to it is only by embodying that which I want to see, not by judging what I don't want.
I'll give you one message. I received so many messages in 2020 that was alerting us to what we would be moving through in this time in our world. And one of them was, you forgot to love yourself. And that was, they said that what we were going to experience was each of us individually forgetting that we were meant to love ourselves, and then we could do that with everyone else. But we were going to see that not everyone's going to understand or remember, and it's up to us to come back to that within ourselves. But again, that seemed too strange for me. I'm not going to talk about it because it didn't make sense, and I was holding it back for the longest time. And then I start to have the
Mm-hmm.
regret and all of that. Why didn't I do it before? But it's like, okay, today I said I have to do it today. It's always now.
Yeah, it is. And I want to bring this slowly to an end and have every one of us just to give give some more sentences just to finalize this. But like winning generations, like why the fuck
Mm,
winning generations? It's because we are all winners.
right,
We are all winners. Each generation is a winner. But we're looking at it from different perspectives. We're coming from it from different angles of our experience through our experiences. You know, we just look at life from different with a different point of view. Every one
mhm,
of us, and this is valuable. So let's come together, stop losing, start winning, and unify those differences. And profit, like let it make us beneficial for ourselves and for the collective
right.
humanity.
And it's about recognizing that we exist at a monumental time in our world's history, in our human history. That's why we're feeling everything. And so we have an opportunity, and that opportunity is to decide, I'm going to own this, I'm going to become myself, and that is going to be the thing that's going to help create the future generations that we all want to see. And that's where we are. It
Yeah.
takes every
Mhm.
one of us.
Yeah, thank you.
Separation is an illusion.
Right.
It really is. And it's time that we stop believing that.
Yes.
It's whatever we learn, it's time to relearn, first unlearn, and then relearn. And
Right.
we can do it together with
Yes.
also with conversations like this.
Okay.
So
Unlearning is good. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we are.
Letting go of all the bullshit, letting
Yeah.
go of all which is not serving us, because like, how do I actually know something if something for me is right and for Anja the same thing is wrong?
Uh,
So how much, like, who am I to say that I know
uh,
when it's not in the when my entire body is not like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is something different. It's
mhm,
for me, it's with love. Like
right.
I have no words for love. I can't tell you, put you into words how much I love my cat, like, or the
Mhm,
relationship. It's just nothing that I can actually put into words, or how Anja loves her son. Like there are no
energy.
words
Yeah.
for certain things. For the truth,
Mhm,
truth is not spoken about. Truth is,
mhm,
wisdom is, like love is, power is, and all those things, they work together, but they are not in the thinking, they're in the being. And we
right.
have to stop thinking and start being, stop doing and allow ourselves to be, in order for the doing to happen through us, so we can allow really to be forgiving, to live, to give, to serve, to be there for one another, and to come together and to celebrate.
Great. That's what we're doing.
We are.
This is
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And for everyone
Thanks,
who,
guys, for
thank you.
yes. Thanks for watching. Exactly. We are very grateful and looking forward to see you in the next one. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you liked, what you would like to hear from us as well. Like this is a collaboration. Like we are all one generation. Yeah, we are all one generation because we are all on Earth right now. So share your insights. Let us benefit from your insights. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Love you.
Amazing. Love you
Thank
too.
you so much.
Peace.